welcome back to Humanity Never Dies. In the last episode, we followed our squad as they fought through a retaliation mission. We came across two new enemies, the deadly Automatron and sneaky Chrysalids. With help of the Resistance, we came through the battle unscathed and ready for the next fight. We then completed a few key researches, including the powerful beam rifle. It wasn't long before we were called up for another mission, this one to assassinate an Advent general. The mission started off promising, but soon we were overwhelmed and took some big hits. Precise counters allowed us to get on top of the encounter, as well as a lot of luck. In the end, even with the appearance of a sectopod couldn't stop us. Money in hand, we started building a Scilab in preparation for the future. Having just came out of a battle, we can now just relax for a while and just go about our day to day, so to say. Gather some intel. Apparently is a bunch. Also, covert action has been actually completed, as we find one of 3 places for the Templars and the Warlock. So that's all good. That allows us to go up to part 2 for the Warlock, as I hunt down all of the bases in preparation to finally do an onslaught and just go take out all of the Warlock bases, all the Chosen bases, which is definitely something that we need to do. Especially since in the last episode we saw that the Hunter is actually very close to getting to max level. I can't actually remember what happens when the bar gets to max, but I think it might be one of the end game scenarios. I honestly have never got to that stage before, so we'll see. Either way, we've got a bunch of chosen actions, covert actions that we can do. I'm currently looking at what I could do. I think what I end up doing... Do I go for gather intel? Really? Yeah, I think hunting the Warlock base would be better. I believe that what I do now is just focus on getting those strongholds sorted so that I can start all of those. So we've got Ahmed, Vandervoort, and I think we then get another one of our mini people. Yeah, Fournier. So, with that done, we can move on with our lives. We've got a Scilab on the go, so it's just a waiting game. We've also got several big pieces of research coming up as well with the beam cannon supply drop for a while. So yeah, just looking around to see what we can do. We've still got the contact to be made, so that's probably what we're going to be focusing on for a while. And once that's done, that opens up the entirety of Asia to us, which is going to be nice, as well as that little facility as well that we can do. Apparently nothing stops us. Contact having been made, so as I was saying, that opens up the entirety of the Asian peninsula. Gives us a bunch of supplies as well, which is really nice. So right now I'm thinking about how I can go about this. Like, do I continue into Asia knowing that it's going to cost a lot, or do I go into Oceania? I can't actually go into Australia because I don't have a lot of intel. I don't have enough supplies to build up any towers, so really I'm supply blocked by myself at the moment. So we're going to have to get ourselves more supplies, and lucky for us, we do have a nice little cache there that we can go get as we fly across the entire globe to go get ourselves some of it. It's actually intel. This is from a supply combo. Bond training complete between Chen and Floyd, which is nice. The Avatar project ticks up by 1. Not worried at the moment. A dark event is completed, which gets us ambushes on our covert ops, although I believe that we've got the ability to stop that. We also get a mission for an engineer and some intel, the intel being way more important than the engineer. We've already got a flood of engineers. But yeah, Operation Dawnhammer, where we've got to rescue a VIP from an Advent vehicle. There are 9 enemies in total, so it shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. But we've been proven wrong before. I mean, the last mission was pretty hectic. But yeah, so we're going to gather all our troops together. I'm going to take the following force: Grey, Vimo, Chen, Floyd, Motorel, and Mises. So hopefully all together they can defeat the enemy and we can get ourselves our VIP, another engineer, because that's what we need right now.
You get a drop on the transport and free that captive. Expect hostile resistance. Secure the area and clear out anyone who stands in your way. Menace 1-5, we have a confirmed location for the VIP. Move to rendezvous. Eliminate all hostile contacts. Entering squad concealment.
So what that little introductory cutscene showed us is that the Viper King's actually on this mission. We've actually got vision on him because of the fact that the what's it called, the zone the evac zone gave us vision on that area, and that happens to be where the Viper King is sort of just chilling. So we've got that to look forward to later in this mission. But for now, we're just going to focus on what we can do. So we've got a automatron along with 2 troopers, I think it is, right ahead of us. So we're going to have to move around with our troops. We've sent Floyd up to get ourselves even more vision. And then all of our squads are in concealment, which is really nice. So that allows us to just go around and focus our attentions on the enemy.
Orders confirmed.
It's nice that we've got a good heightened elevated area as well for those kinds of attacks. So we're all ready to go, and then they decide to go behind this van, which severely limits our ability to shoot at them, which is really annoying. So now we've got no vision whatsoever on the enemy in terms of shooty. So for now, what we're going to be able to do, who knows? Just going to have to think about this one. Whether or not we want to wait for them, maybe wait for a turn to be able to see if they're going to go around, or whether we want to flank them in general. Got potential to use scanning protocol's kind of pointless. Got a rocket launcher, but that's not going to get them, although it would be really nice to do so. And I think the other things he's got is an EMP grenade, which is not going to help in this situation at all. So really I've kind of screwed myself a little bit. The remote start also doesn't help because they're not in location. We can just fire one single bullet, which I decided to do. 100% chance, hitting them for 9 damage. And I don't get spotted, which is wonderful. I'm hoping to make them move. So it does activate them in some way. But rather than moving towards my guys, they actually move away. Except for the automatron. So I guess that's that. So it's not too bad, but it's not amazing either. So we've got to think about how we're going to do that. Also, no one's actually broken concealment yet, so I'm going to go into Overwatch with all of my dudes before I start shooting. So I'm going to start with Chen to get the shred, and with the height and elevation that guarantees the hit. Taking it down, although because I decided not to move, so I guess it doesn't actually do anything for us. Got a whiplash, come along, does a bunch of damage, and then we're going to shoot it twice. Because whiplash is a free action. Doing 3 offensive actions, get me an achievement for doing so. One of the rare achievements I don't have in this game. So that focuses down the automatron down into its only robotic state. Greg does it was a very dicey shot, like I don't think that would ever have hit really. One of the troopers goes around the side, goes to shoot at Chen, actually does manage to hit for 4 damage. 2 of the armor blocking that damage in total, and an overwatch from the elite trooper. The automatron then moves up and takes a lot of fire from all of our operatives, and then this retribution makes it go flying. This is amazing. And then it lands somewhere in the distance. We can hear it just bounce off in the distance somewhere. No idea where it's gone, but that was amazing. Got a Justice coming down, try and get this elite trooper, which I do successfully manage to do. He's now got acid burn as well as getting slapped in the face. So going pretty well at the moment, and then another shot from Vimo. Vimo really man of the matching at the moment, doing a ton of damage. And then a shot from Floyd, making this a flawless start to our attack, especially since Floyd doesn't even get revealed. So far, amazing start. Absolutely incredible. We managed to take them all out. We didn't take any casualties. We didn't use any of our... Well, apart from Whiplash, I mean, his guess is a consumable that you can only use once. But that was pretty flawless execution there. The rest of our troops are now going to descend down to approach where the VIP is. We've got 10 turns to deal with it. We have a Viper King at the end of this, so we're going to have to deal with that as well. There's also a bunch of acid around, so we're going to have to do... well, I'm moving around trying to make sure I don't get hit by the acid. What am I doing? Am I just going to... Apparently I'm going to rush Chen to get the loot using the special tab key, or I think it is, or shift or alt, I can't remember. Basically it was a massive error, because what I should have done is just waited another turn, because now that activates 2 stun lancers and a priest. Oh no, it's not 2 stun, it's just a single stun lancer. Priest goes up, tries to do a mind control. Basically moving Chen was a terrible idea. Mind control happens and Grey is now mind controlled. And then we've got a normal elite trooper. He's going to shoot at Chen, managing to miss what is probably the easiest shot to make. The Advent stun lancer then goes for Chen and also misses. So I don't know what Chen's been eating for breakfast, but it's definitely making him very difficult to hit. At this point my housemate comes in and we have a nice little chat, so there's going to be a small edit. There we go, and we continue the fight where we left off. So Vimo's going to reload. Doesn't actually have a shot on anyone, and his grapple's not going to get him into a good position in general, I don't think, unless he gets on top of the van, but I don't know if I want to risk that. So what we are going to do is we're going to use Floyd to try and find a target. We need to take out the priest, that's the main important target that we need to take out. Got a 57% chance to hit him only though. So I'm thinking at this point, do I go for it? Apparently I do. Yeah, dealing 5 damage was not too bad from an elevated position. Does however get spotted. He had done 2 shots up to that point where he didn't get spotted, so it's fair. Going to move Motor around the side despite being flanked because of Grey's mind controlness. It doesn't matter too much. Mize is going to use combat protocol to guarantee damage. So get a nice standing shot there. And then Chen is in a perfect position to attack the guy. So he's going to go into a position. It is going to open him up to the flanking of the others, but he needs to take out the priest, which is exactly what he's not going to do. But he is going to give it a 15% extra chance to hit with the what's it called? Hollow targeting, which Motorella is not going to make full use of. So it's not going great. So Vimo's going to grapple up. I am going to choose to go up on top of the roof, getting an 86% chance to hit and actually managing to critically kill the priest. So everything's gone to plan, more or less. probably mostly less than more. But yeah, that means that Grey's all good. So Vimo really showing absolute gorgeous abilities there. His mobility, his amount of attacks that he gets a turn, it's all going great. Stun Lancer then goes and does a hefty 10 damage against Motorel, so that's not great. Stunning him in the process. And Vimo's going to move around to get himself into a covered position so that he's not just standing on top of a truck. 84% chance to hit, striking down, burning him in the process with a critical hit. So all going well from that end. We've now taken quite hefty damage. We kind of opened ourselves up really stupidly with that charge that I did through with Chen, but we are managing to mitigate much of the damage that's happened. Motorel's taken a hefty hit though. That 10 damage is really hefty. What I'm going to do then is going to try and get with Grey. I was trying to get inside the bus shelter, but never mind. And then Grey does manage to get the kill on the Stun Lancer. So managed to take out 2 sets of troops. We're now going to go around. I'm thinking at this point, oh okay, I decided to go forward, but that had a danger of activating an enemy, but apparently that's not what we go for. Motorel's going to heal himself, successfully doing so. Not that you can miss a heal, but I guess these things happen. With Vimo then moving around to go up and into cover. Floyd's going to go back into shadow, give himself more movement, also make sure that he's not spotted by any enemies. In the process, he's going to rush up and doesn't actually give him any vision on anyone. So he isn't in a great position right now. I'm going to move him up a little bit, but that still doesn't give him any vision. We know there's a Viper King, we know there's a few Vipers as well over there. There's also a hack that we can do. I decide to go against it, because what that hack will do is it'll open up the doors and make our VIP prone to being able to be attacked by the enemies, so we decide to not do that. The rest of my troops in that process, they're just going to go around, get themselves into position, ready for the next wave. Reload if they need to, go into Overwatch.
It is under my watch.
Yes, we've got seven turns to do this, so we've got plenty of time. There's no rush. I'm going to do a scanning protocol. This is not the best ability, but not terrible either. And what that does is that gives us an idea of where the Viper are. So there's only one Viper, two Vipers over there. The Viper King's over there. I don't think he shows up on the scanning protocol. As well as then also seeing the VIP. So I'm just looking around to see if there's any additional enemies, but that's all that there is. So we're just going to move up. We're going to hopefully activate the enemies, and we do. And there's the Viper King. But the Vipers also get activated, so I'm trying to take as many shots as possible on the Viper King, because kind of need to take it down. It is the most dangerous enemy there, although the Vipers are also very dangerous if left unattended. If I can do enough damage to the Viper King, it will prevent any issues further on, so we can just continue shooting at the Viper King. 57% chance with Motorola. Are we going to take that? Move over to Grey, see what she can do. 55% chance. She's going to move up, go into full cover. That gives the Viper King a chance to do an attack. Decides to do a bound attack, which he misses, thankfully. And then Grey's got a 69% chance to kill that Viper, which she's going to go for. And sadly misses. If it had been a kill, it would have been worth a shot. However, in this case, definitely not, which means that the Viper King's going to go for another one. Oh, he's going to go for a frost grenade, which does freeze Grey. Miser's got a combat protocol, but he's going to just go for the shot. 67% chance, and manages to hit. 7 damage done. Viper King then goes around the side. Doesn't spot Floyd, which is very lucky, because that could have been disastrous. 45% chance to hit with Motorel, probably not going to go for that. Vemo is going to see if he can grapple around, but there's no real place he can grapple. He can actually go on top of the petrol station, so... Not that I don't think I see that in the actual one playing though, but I just saw it now. 57% chance to hit and kill that Viper. Does manage to hit it, sadly doesn't kill it though. Left him on 1 health. Viper going to shoot at Motorel with its crossbow. It's a very powerful weapon. It has the abilities of a shotgun, but they don't, I believe it doesn't lose any chance to hit over range, so it's very deadly. 71% chance to kill the Viper with a shot, but misses as well. We are not hitting those very important shots, which is very irritating. 100% chance to hit the Viper with Floyd. Shoot it down, 5 damage with the blood trail. An excellent shot there. Viper then going for Floyd, but missing. Viper King missing a lot of its bind attacks. For whatever reason, our VIP has been activated, so we're just going to rush him off. And he's going to actually be right in the open. Luckily the Viper King uses its action to reload, so our VIP leaves. We've completed our mission. Well, we completed half of our mission anyway. Vemo actually, oh that's Chen. Chen gets bound by one of the Vipers. The other Viper going around the side and going to shoot at Vemo with a poisoned attack. So Chen's not doing great, not Vemo, Chen. We've also then got more enemies coming in, so we are getting a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. I don't know, I probably could have done it better, but I don't know how. Whether I should have just focused on the Vipers like I did. I missed some shots I should have connected, that's the issue. And once again, 56% chance not connected. Really I should be using, I think the issue is I didn't bring a sniper, I just bought Floyd, who's a pretty decent sniper anyway. There we go, there's a kill.
I need ammo to hunt.
And then the Viper King moves around the side, 53% chance to hit. With Chen, 53% chance to hit this Viper. Decisions. And for whatever reason, 63% chance with Mises, who is going to shoot that. Another 7 damage on top of the 6 did earlier. And the Viper King at this point decides it has enough, so that was what I was going for. Summoning the gate. Motorel, 73% chance to hit. Probably won't kill it. In fact, it doesn't even hit, so whatever. 2 damage done. Viper King then disappears. So now we've only got the Vipers coming through, as well as what they call the reinforcements as well. Viper dodges the shot, only taking 4 damage. So yeah, we're not doing great against those Vipers at the moment, and that's really kicked us up the ass in terms of really prevented a lot of damage. Also, Grey's still frozen. That's probably should have got her out of the frozenness. Would be very helpful. So what we've got a shield bearer, a purifier, and a priest. They're going to go around, and we've also got the Viper as well, who's going to bind Chen again. Chen's not having the greatest of times, that's for sure. Grey's no longer frozen, so now we've got to focus our attentions on what we can do. Got a slash ability. Gonna go for the Viper. That's a really long lunge for that slash, that's for sure. How does that work? Oh, it's because the Viper's actually on the square next to it. But yeah, manages to take him out. Chen's back with us.
Impressed yet?
So, Mises needs to reload. He's going to do that. He's got some good shots. 70% chance on the shield bearer, as well as getting AP rounds, meaning that he doesn't care about the armor, which is nice. Man, those EMP grenades were really useless in this battle, that's for sure.
I'm going.
Chen's going to move forward. He's still suffocated and poisoned, which isn't great, but he's got a nice little flanking shot on the priest, which is what he's going to go for. Managing to miss again, but the hollow targeting is on. There's a lot of misses happening this battle. This is not good stuff. Vimo got a justice ability. He's going to go and try and pick the shield bearer out of his cover. Misses. But he does destroy the cover, so he's just going to go for the shot now. Managing to take him out with a critical hit, so we don't have to worry about the shield bearer anymore. Still have to worry about the purifier and the priest. I think a teamwork is what Floyd's going to do to get Chen back into the game. Hopefully manage to get a good shot on the priest this time. With the hollow targeting it should be fine. Managing to get a critical hit this time. 9 damage done. And then we're going to get Motorel to heal up Chen.
Heal him up.
He's probably going to heal himself up as well. Oh, actually, that's what he does first. Heals himself up. Heals up Chen to prevent the poison. Really, I should have healed Chen up first before Chen did his turn, just because poison reduces accuracy. Priest is going to move around, manages to get himself poisoned, so that's always good, and attempts some mind control on Grey. So Grey's will must be really low for them to continually target her. I think the AI can see all these stats. And then the Purifier is going to go for Vimo. Luckily missing the target. A lot of fire everywhere though. So, going to use a grapple with Vimo to get himself out of the fire. Oh, look here, I'm now flanking. That's cool. Do manage to go on top of the petrol station, that's good. 100% chance to hit. Shooting down. And get a second shot, however I need to reload, so I don't actually get my second shot, which is really annoying. 63% chance with Floyd. Managing to hit the priest, 4 damage. Chen's going to move around to get himself a flanking position. That should take out the priest. Yeah, does take out the priest, it's all good, not even stasis, so that's good. Grey's back with us. Got 3 turns to extract all units. 57% chance to hit. Misses as well. Motorel's missed quite a few shots this battle as well. This has been an awkward battle to say the least. There's quite a lot of misses going on. 62% chance to hit through a whole building. Managing to hit it, I think it exploded. So we're all good. Now we're gonna just dash the rest of our troops forward. Just gonna try and get to the extraction zone as soon as possible. Hopefully there's no additional reinforcement that comes through. So what did we learn about this battle? Well, we started off flawlessly, absolutely amazing, and I think it just all descended into madness as soon as that happened. I got overconfident, Chen just rushed in, and from that point on we were on the back foot basically for the majority of the battle. Even when we picked back up the opportunity, the Viper King and the 2 Vipers really did us a number in terms of us missing our shots where we probably those should have connected. I feel like we did get hit by a bit of unluckiness in that aspect. But overall I think that this battle went okay. We didn't lose anyone, we took quite a bit of damage though. We managed to take out the Viper King down to below half health, so future battles against it will be fine. With the introduction of beam weapons in the future, that should prevent us from having too much additional problems. So that should be good. And one thing that we definitely did see is the power that Vemo has. Absolutely amazing skirmishers. Absolutely love them. Doing a load of damage and a load of everything. Yeah, as the rest of our troops move up, as we end this and evac everyone out. Got ourselves an additional set of troops. I think we're just going to go for the hack to see if we can get any bonuses for that. Yeah, we've got another engineer. I don't really know what we're going to do with that. We've got potential to uncover a large cache of supplies, which we don't. So never mind, eh? It's always good to go for the higher ones, because you never know. Yep, done. Mission completed.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
And return to the Avenger. Going to see if we've got any promotions. I believe we've got 1 or 2. Proudly moving on. We've got quite a few severe injuries as well. Actually, none. None at all. No promotions that entire battle. I feel like Vemo definitely deserved it, but never you mind. As well as a new engineer, because that's what we needed.
You should have seen it. At least 5 meters tall. Maybe 7 if it didn't slither so much. And now with the weird crossbow swords. I shot at it, pretty sure I hurt it and bad. So bad it ran away through a weird portal thing. Regardless, I heard Shen was working on new weaponry for us. Plasma based. I saw them testing it, you know, but I can't wait to get my own.
So back with the Avenger now. Got a bunch of intel, so we can spend that later on. Don't have enough supplies to expand our networks, resistance comms either. So kind of just floundering around at this moment. Not really sure what we need to do. Well, gather more supplies is definitely something we need to do. We've got a bunch of intel now that we can use to contact with other. We've also got another engineer that we can get, although I think that at that point it would just be silly. So we're going to bounce down and go towards the intel cache. Oh, apparently I clicked the wrong button and managed to go to the Templar HQ, which is something that happens a lot. We accidentally press the wrong button. So, yeah, so intel cover op is completed, so we've now located the stronghold for the Warlock. Gives ourselves a bunch of new resistance orders for the Templars, as well as unlock a hunt for the Warlock 3. Which I think is what we're going to need to do. Well, we've still got the Hunter and the Warlock to do, so we're going to send Grey out along with a soldier to give him +1 health. We're going to send Vandervoort. Don't have a skirmisher available, so it's a possibility that one of them will get wounded. It's not the end of the world, as long as it's not, you know, operative killed, which would be really terrible. But yeah, so we're going to hopefully do that. There's a bond available between Fournier and Kurosaki, which we're going to do. And then we are going to have a look at what we can do. Proving ground, currently nothing happening, but that's not a problem. Continue with our intel. Research the beam cannon, which is wonderful. So that's good. We've got instant autopsy, which is what we're going to do now.
The product of an extensive fusion of both alien biological materials and advanced mechanical support systems, the Archon is an unusually ornate design by alien standards. With an air of authority spurred by its distinctive appearance, I can only assume the aliens intended it to be something of a herald to the other forces.
That autopsy having been done gives us the ability to get fusion blades, fusion ripjacks, as well as an inspired storm gun from the previous research. So that's really good because that's what we really want. We love the storm gun. It's good stuff. So finally be able to get our intel. That would be nice. I don't think we will though. Nope, we get resistance communications. So go see what's happening. Avatar project training complete. Immune to melee damage with the assassin, which is kind of annoying. Retribution for plan activity. The warlock is currently undergoing training as the hunter is attempting a sabotage. Got a bunch of dark events happening, and we've got two potential, well, we've got two orders available for the Templars, so we're going to look at what we can do. Pursuit of knowledge, definitely good, and will recovery also good. So I'm going to go with both of those. I think I'm thinking of building a lab, so at the moment the laboratory order doesn't give us any bonuses really, but it will once the laboratory has been completed, especially with 230 supplies coming in. Got some intel. I'm just going to finish the intel first, give us 44 additional intel, and then we got more alien alloys on the way, but the supply drop is definitely what we want to go for. It's kind of an issue is that there's so much that I need to purchase, because yes, these supplies are going to get great for building, say, the lab, as when we actually finish the Psi lab, which is wonderful, and it looks very clean and sexy and psionic and totally not experimental or unethical in any way. We can put one of our 7 billion engineers in there, so we're going to put Rita. Got no slots currently for rookies, but that's fine. I don't know what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just sort of chilling. Gonna build my lab now? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, building the lab gives us a use for our scientists really, so that's going to be good. And then we can just move on with our lives. The surplus of engineers is going to get useful once we've upgraded a bunch of our things, so we currently don't want to do that. We actually get supply rate, which is a wonderful thing to get at the moment. A great mission. As you can see, we're going to go against Codex Archon, Heavy Mech, Elite Trooper, Elite Shield Bearer, and Andromedon. So that's what we're going to be going for. I've been calling them automatrons this entire time. Oh well, these things happen. It's the same with the Spectres when I forgot what they were called. But yeah, so we're going to be taking a team over there. It's going to be Farlogo, Kilby, Fang, Ahmed, White, and Fuentes. They're going to go on this supply raid to hopefully get a lot of loot.
Reinforcements are sure to be moving on the area, but we're heading in to secure the site. Neutralize any hostile contacts and grab whatever you can. Menace 1-5, the disabled Advent convoy is just ahead. Engage and eliminate all hostile forces.
So at the start of this mission we can see we've got full vision due to our sit rep location scout. Gives us complete vision over the entirety of the map, allows us to have a little scout around, which is what I'm doing. Have a look where all of the spawned groups are, and see if there's any big pieces of terrain we can use to our advantage. You can see there are 3 sets of enemies, each of which are 3 enemies big. We got 2 Archons and a Codex. I think there's also there's an Andromedon further along on the left hand side over there, and then there's a heavy mech as well. I'm looking around at the moment to see, because I've got Ahmed, so Ahmed being a sniper I want to get her really high up. So I'm looking around. The only piece of high terrain is that abandoned gas station, so that's kind of the place I want to get to. Meanwhile, with the rest of my troops, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fan them out as much as possible. They're all concealed, so I can just do this kind of slow and steady. I'm trying to move them up as much as possible so that I can get them into a nice position to react to whatever happens during the alien turn. So I have fanned everyone out. Hopefully I won't get spotted by any city movements.
That seems reasonable.
Yes, it does seem reasonable, you're right, Fuentes. So first enemy movement, we've got 2 Archons and a Codex moving up right next to a truck, which is where the supply caches are. We've got looks like an Elite Trooper, a Shield Bearer, and a Heavy Mech, and they seem to just be moving around as well. You can see to the left hand side we've got a Andromedon and a single Trooper, in fact, moving along. So we've got a really nice big clump of enemies. Absolute amazing for a grenade from White. Just got to make sure he can get into range with that, and he cannot with the rocket launcher, so he's going to have to move up to do that. So I'm going to move around. He's got a EMP grenade potential. That's going to be so good. Rocket launcher, however, doesn't get a good shot. So I think this is at the point where I frick myself over.
Confirmed.
But I'm not sure. Basically, this encounter, this here, it's incredibly good setup, and I bugger it.
Moving out.
And I can't remember how because it's been several weeks.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
But so far, both of my rangers are in a position where they can do a nice attack from at the enemy. In Overwatch, Farlogo's going to do the same. Fuentes not really in a great position at all, so he's just going to rush around the side.
A good decision.
I'm glad you think so. And then Ahmed is in a good position, but apparently I decided to just go into Overwatch instead
Vigilance.
with a pistol. And I go into Watch here. So what should have happened is I should have taken the risk. I should have just fired it, because an EMP grenade would have done a lot of damage there. The mech and his boys going across. I'm going to move over there.
Eyes on a hostile patrol.
And the Andromedon and his lad are going to go over in this direction. I think that spots us. Yep, that's why I screwed up. So we are spotted. So we're going to do a bunch of Overwatches, but it means that we didn't spring the trap. It was kind of just walked into it. On the plus side, the aliens have had their go, so we're just going to be able to use Overwatch and just decimate the enemy. We can see that White does an amazing hit on that, what's it called, on that codex, so that's good. However, I've activated every single enemy without doing the initial damage I wanted to. Oh, okay, apparently the aliens haven't had their go, so the Andromedon does manage to get a very deadly hit against I've forgotten her name. I think it's Fang. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to start with lightning handsing the codex, get him out of our sight. That's going to prevent any potential annoyances from that direction. And then, kind of need to take... There's a lot of enemies here that need to be taken out and taken care of. So, 70% chance to take out that trooper. I don't think I'm going to go for it. Not quite yet. And the edit that happens there is to prevent you from having to wait the 5 minutes of decision making later. Finally, go around, shred the arm of the automatron, which is definitely the best option to start with. There's no mechanical enemies other than the mech, but the mech's not actually activated yet, so it's all good for that direction. Farlogo missing that shot, really frustrating, because we really needed that to hit or connect in some way. Fuentes is going to go around, pick up his psi rating. He has... Oh, he's not yet picked up Amplify, but that would have been a really good thing to do. He can take out the trooper though, so that does sort that out. Going around, killing the trooper, also gives him access to parry, which is going to be very helpful in case he does get targeted by any of the enemies. So, that's always good. Fang around the side, she's got the ability to get a nice flanking shot on the automatron, which is exactly what she's going to be doing from a more covered position, getting a lovely critical hit. 11 damage done. Not quite enough to kill the automatron, but definitely enough to do some hefty damage. Ahmed already used her lightning strike ability with her pistol. I don't think there's any more of our troopers to go through. I think the best thing to do is to take him out because it will avoid... What are you doing? Are you going to rupture an Archon instead? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Rupturing the Archon, 13 critical damage is pretty good. Like, overall that was a really good shot and definitely useful. Don't know how useful it would be in the long run though, especially with the Andromedon still going. Kilby does still have his action, and after 5 minutes of more decisioning I decide to just go for a choppy chop. I get spotted, which freezes the game for a little bit, but then the choppy chop does manage to take out the automatron, but now he's in melee range for Kilby, which isn't always great. Plus, just to add insult to injury, we get a assassin coming to attack us.
Consider yourselves lucky.
I do not consider myself lucky. So she's currently immune to melee damage, can summon Advent Troopers, attacks decrease will on soldiers, and gains health when nearby enemies take damage, which is great. Her weaknesses are that she takes increased damage from explosions and from Reapers, of which we have no Reapers and very few explosions. The Soul Stealer ability, which I'm highlighting there, is really, really tough. That's going to be very annoying, but I feel like we can still take her on. We're going to have to. We don't really have a choice, but she's going to be a really difficult opponent in this battle for sure. So, Chosen
Sounds like
appeared.
that Chosen is headed right for us. Keep your
Got an
guard up
Archon
and your
coming
eyes
through. Got a
peeled.
Blade Storm from Fuentes, who luckily takes him out in a gorgeous Blade Storm. And that's why Blade Storm's just insane. Really, really strong. Archon coming around the side here. He's going to use Blazing Pinions, which is good to an extent. What's really nice as well is that the Advent mech hasn't shown up yet, because that would have been really tough for us to deal with. So they're just going to continue their patrol line. Hopefully don't spot us. They do spot us. Oh, goody. So they're going to move up now. Luckily they go into Overwatch and stuff, so they're not going to have actually get an action, which means we get to deal with the automatron at the end. A free Blade Storm from Kilby, but Kilby does get hit massively. Oh, actually he dodged it, so Kilby and his dodge score, it's got to be really high.
The pain would be empowering.
And that's two missions in a row where he's just dodged so much.
They send me.
So Kilby does have Shadow Strike, so he can go around, not have to worry about the mech really. But I'm going to put him into a position where he doesn't get himself killed. That'd be good. So he's only taken 2 damage, even though he took a massive hit because of that dodge. It's insane. 94% chance to hit with a 27% chance to crit, or the Elite Trooper with a 63% chance to crit. It's pretty good. White going around the side. Is he going to go for the automatron? No, he's going to get Overwatched because I'm an idiot. So White takes a lot of damage, gets shredded massively, but deals with the automatron, so that's good. Right, that's one problem dealt with. We've now only got 3 enemies left. 4 actually. There is an Archon above us. I've completely forgotten already. I'm pretty sure in-game me has not forgotten. We've also got the Assassin just around as well. I'm going to do a very quick heal on, I think we're going to do it on White. Very important to do. We've got a rend that we can do as well. Or a vault on the Archon. What do I do? I think a rend wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm going to move up.
Your overconfidence will be your undoing, Templar.
Oh, be quiet, Assassin. Run and gun with Fang. Going to try and get ourselves a nice little flanking position on the shield bearer, which is definitely useful. Or a grenade. Interesting. Just shoot him, really. Probably better. I guess the issue is that they've got high armor. Does manage to get, and we miss. Why would I do that? I think it's because of the armor, but I'm also just confused as to why I would do that. Regardless, got a hit. Slashing him for 7 damage, and we're going to go and parry. Kilby has a nice shot, 61% chance, 62% chance to crit. Missing the shot.
Not even close.
Ahmed not looking too good where she is at the moment. She doesn't have any ammunition for her sniper rifle, so she's going to go with a free reload. I think she's just going to go for a... Oh, she could teamwork with Fang. That's not a bad shout. Exactly what she's going to do. Alright, it's not terrible. Not a terrible idea. I don't think it was necessary to use it this soon. But she probably could have put 2 shots into him rather than just the 1. Dealing, that was 12 damage that she dealt. Blazing Pinions come down, breaking down a bunch of terrain. The Archon completely not attacked at the moment. He's going to go for a hit on White, who is going to get hit for 9 additional damage. If he wasn't, he'd be dead at this point, so it's not looking too good. The mech is going to fire up, explode the truck. Shield bearer is going to do a shield. There goes some of the supply caches. Fuentes taking a bunch of damage, so yeah, it's chaos unfolding. Got explosions happening everywhere.
Where will you possibly run that I cannot find?
A lot of action happening very quickly. I'm not entirely sure why the mech decided to do the action that he did, but he did, and there's not much I can do more about that. Kilby going to go around the side here. It's got potential for some good shooting. We've still got the Archon, but I decided to ignore the Archon for the moment. We're going to go to attack the MEC. Shredding him completely, dealing 8 damage. It should be easy enough to take out with a single shot from someone. I think we might even shred him. Yeah, no, not shred him. Rend him. Rend's coming through, killing the mech, so that's all good. Going to do parry with Fuentes. That's all dealt with. Fang needs to reload. She's going to then shoot at the shield bearer, killing him with the Talon rounds. So that's all dealt with. Now we've just got the Archon to deal with. Going to put himself a shotgun blast, burning him, dealing 8 damage. Next we've got Ahmed. She's going to use the sniper rifle, dealing a lot of damage to be fair. 8 more damage happening there. So the Archon's not having the best time of his life. Next we have Farlogo. She needs to heal. I've taken a lot of damage over her, but she needs to heal White. There's no other ways about it. We don't want him to die. 5 may not even be enough to let him heal, so I might go for a second heal. In fact, I'm going to go for a run and gun. It's probably a good idea as well to maybe take out the Archon in general. 67% chance. Farlogo, please don't miss. She doesn't miss. Wow, it was close. The guy dodged, but yeah. Chosen then appears. Does a strike against Fang, who is now bleeding out, which is lucky for us. Look how much health that Chosen has. It's crazy. And then we've got even more enemies coming through. So yeah, we're definitely nowhere near out of the woods, even though we've taken out all of the enemies there. Fang is bleeding out. We can get her back up with the use of Farlogo. But we're going to have to really play our socks off to manage this. Run and gun, definitely a good idea to do at this point. But we've got a Chosen that we need to kill, and we've got a bunch of enemies that we need to kill. First thing we're going to do, because she does take additional damage from explosions, is see if we can rocket launch her. We are not in a position where we can do that. Oh, yes we can. I think that's worth it in general. It will shred off her armor, it will get rid of her, of a lot of terrain there, which means that we're going to get some really nice shots into her with all of our troops. 92% chance. It's not a flanking shot, but it's definitely a shot that we can take, and it's probably worth it. A good critical strike there, 10 damage done to the Chosen. She's probably taken about a third of the damage then that's needed, so that's good. Farlogo, go around the side. She needs to do some healing. She's going to stabilize Fang. She probably doesn't need to do it yet though, and I think that's what I'm going to... No, I do decide to do that. One of the options would be just to let her bleed out for a little while. But she's now stabilized. She's just unconscious. There's no problem here. She's then going to go around the side. That's fine. Kilby could use his teamwork to deal with him. Fuentes then going to rush up. We're going to do a rend and disorientate that trooper, so that's good. We're going to parry over there. Hopefully allow the Chosen to attack there. 46% chance on that with Kilby. We're not going to take that shot. Instead we're going to get ourselves into opposition. We're going to use teamwork on Farlogo. I think Farlogo is also then going to shoot at the assassin. 77% chance, poisoning the assassin, dealing 9 additional damage. That ends our turn. Fang just lying on the floor. Parried by Fuentes. Blade Storm from Fuentes over here, killing that guy off. Fuentes just being man of the match of this battle, that's for sure. Doing amazingly. What the issue now is that he's used his parry and everything, which means if he is shot at, he will take additional damage, which is exactly what's happening here. Luckily, manages to dodge the fight. We've then got a Soul Stealer coming through. His damage is dealt, and we've got, I think that's a like tidal wave, but not aimed at Far Logo. Yeah, it's aimed all the way towards, for whatever reason, she used that ability and it was aimed towards Kilby, even though Kilby's really far away, which means that he has a high chance of not being affected by it. So very strange. But yeah, so I'm not going to complain. That puts her out in the open. She gets shot by the lightning hands. We're not going to use our sniper rifle at her yet. We're going to move White around the side. Flanking shot on the trooper, definitely worth taking. Shooting at him, dealing 10 critical damage, and lighting him up for the rest of them. 89% chance to hit with Far Logo. Right in the side, critical hit, 12 damage. Chosen about to die. We could use Vault to guarantee the kill, and that's exactly what we're going to do. That might not guarantee the kill. It doesn't guarantee the kill, but it does hop along and kill the other Advent Trooper. So Chosen on one health for the Chosen, which is a 73% chance with a sniper rifle. Will this do it? Yes. So really, really well executed at the end there, but that could have been disastrous, definitely disastrous, but we managed to pull it all off, so we're all good. I think there's only one Advent Trooper left now. But yeah, that was stressful. That was really stressful. There was a lot going on, a lot resting on things, but we managed to take them out without too much problem.
I've got a feeling we haven't seen the last of them. Still,
Kilby going to go around the side with a nice little stabby stab, dealing critical 8 damage with Blade Master, and in the alien turn he's going to get a Blade Storm attack as well, which actually misses. Could have killed him. Kilby really not doing as great as in previous episodes. Manages to take critical damage as well, so yeah, not great, but he is going to take revenge. Hopefully a 98% chance to hit will be enough. And it is. So, a tough battle. I feel like it started off well, and then it didn't go well as soon as we got spotted, and it just became a hectic attempt to survive all the way through until the end of that. But we managed to. Took a lot of damage. White took a lot of damage in that combat, but managed to get through it all. Got ourselves 2 promotions, one with Fang, one with Fuentes. Fuentes deserving it, absolutely deserving it. So with Fang we're going to go with Untouchable, which is incredibly strong. Would have prevented her from taking that damage actually. And then with Fuentes we're going to do a little bit of, well, first we're going to get ourselves Deep Focus, which is just necessary for a... It just makes every attack basically more powerful. And I'm just going to look around all of the abilities to see what's really good. Eventually I'm going to go down and get the Amplify ability. But there's some really nice abilities in the tree for Templars, and I've overlooked them a lot. I still don't think that the Templars have the best tree compared to the Skirmishers and the Reapers, but they do have some very good abilities. I feel like I got really lucky with the rolls and the fact that I got Blade Storm and Shadow Step in the tech tree there, so I feel like I got lucky in that aspect. But Templar ability is pretty good. We also got a bunch of supplies, bunch of alloys, bunch of crystals, bunch of everything really. It's all really good, so we're going to spend that straight away.
Hello, Commander.
Going down into the build items menu to get ourselves our plasma rifle. So now finally upgrades all of our specialists, rookies, and also to an extent we'll also upgrade all of our what are they called, rangers, if I choose to go for plasma rifles rather than the storm gun.
I've had a chance to take a closer look.
Never mind, eh? We can also choose a product. I'm going to go with this possibility of making the race suit and the war suit, but I'm going to upgrade to plasma grey, which is something that I've not done for a while, and I really should have done it earlier. I feel like that's a lot of this at the moment. Also got more engineers that we don't need, that are unstaffed because there's nowhere to put them. What do you want me to do with that? But yeah, so that's done. We can continue with our supply drops and everything that we can do. We've spent all our supplies now, so we're down to 18 in total. So we're going to continue getting these ones, 76 additional ones, which is all good. And move on to where we can, so we can get ourselves a new engineer, which we do not need, or more intel. There's also some alien alloys up north as well. We've got intel, which we could use to make contact, although it will be expensive. It's not a bad idea to do that. And I think that's what I'm going to go for. Yeah, I'm going to use 80 of my intel to make contact with Australia. This will open up... I don't know why I decided to go that way around. It will open up Indonesia later, which is very important because there's a facility there that we can take out. We finally get the storm gun, which is wonderful. Gives us the ability to make the storm gun. Also got the breakthrough for spare parts, which allows us to reduce the cost of proving grounds by 20%, which is not a bad thing at all, and that's exactly what we're going to go for. 20% reduction on projects, really good, especially with a cost in the later time. Probably getting that earlier would have been nicer. We also finalise the stronghold for the hunter. So now we've only got to finalise the stronghold for the warlock before we've got every single one of them. Got ability to gather supplies, facility leads, everything. Everything has been updated because we had a contact with the resistance. What we're going to do is we're going to gather some supplies because we really need them. Got 94 at the moment. This doubles us with an additional 94. I'm going to put Xiaolong. Going to soldier aim as well. So we're going to put Kurosaki, I think. We're going to put Ahmed. Oh, we're going to put Ahmed up. And then we've got a spare engineer that we can just use. So we're going to use Hager. And yeah, that's all good for us. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find ourselves now a rookie for our Scilab.
Commander, I have the new recruits you wanted. You know, for the PsyOps training. Here are their files. I've got to say, Commander, with the way things are going, do we really need to invest so heavily into this? Some of the others were saying that having operatives who can read our mind could be bad, you know? Like, what if they're spying on us? Or what if they accidentally learn something really valuable or classified and it gets leaked? Or what if they start controlling people? It seems like a big risk to me, that's all.
With our Psy Soldier finds new rookies, we're going to put Engen up. And start the psionic training. Hopefully in the future that will pay dividends. PsyOps is something, I've talked about this in previous episodes, PsyOps is something that I kind of overlook just because it takes so much time to build up to a Psy trainer. Unless you go for it right at the beginning, I feel like it's not really worth it, although definitely worth it in the long run. Once you just get one trooper up with all the Psy abilities, it just becomes insane. So, that having been done, can move on with our lives. We've done the plasma grenades. I think that automatically updates our plasma grenades, although I'm not entirely sure. It's also an additional bond that we can do between Kilby and Farlogo up to level 2. So definitely what we're going to be doing there. And then we're going to continue on. We're approaching actually getting the contact between Australia and ourselves. I don't know why there was a pause there. I was wondering what was going on, if I'm honest. Man, I like this cutscene. I don't like the fact that it shows up every single time. I feel like everyone believes that. Everyone believes that. Everyone thinks the same. Regardless, New Australia is now under our control. It doesn't give us that much of an income bonus, if I'm honest, but what can you do? I'm going to go to the black market, I think, to do some stuff, just because I don't have any supplies. I need to get more of them, and there's nothing that actually gives me supplies, so I am going to go to the black market. Now, I'm going to tell you now, I don't do the same mistake that I did last time I go to the black market, which is good, because that was a terrible mistake. We're going to go black market, we're going to sell some of our inventories, sell some of the stuff we don't actually need, especially because they're very pricey. It's got a bunch of trooper corpses that we can get rid of. Also Illyrium crystals, I'm going to get rid of a few of those. 16 in total. Get a few alien alloys as well, and that's all I'm going to get rid of. Now, that may bite me in the bum a little bit in the future, but not as much as it could, because those are easy things to replicate and to get, so it's not too bad. Also, I could use my intel to get even more supplies, or to rush the Berserker Autopsy, but I'm not going to do that. I might get the supplies though. Yeah, I do get the supplies. Okay, there we go. Intel spent, money spent. Let's go buy some more stuff, because I never stop buying stuff, because buying stuff is fun. Am I going to go, what am I going to do? Oh, the Proving Ground's probably a really good place to spend that. First thing I'm going to do, Battlefield Medicine. Something that we probably should have got a really long time ago, if I'm honest. So we're then going to get Advanced Explosives. And then we're going to get ourselves a Wraith Suit. And a Spark. So we're going to spend all of our money on this. Probably shouldn't have spent it on the Spark, if I'm honest, because I'm not going to use it. There's a lot of investment in that. I feel like the free Spark you get in when you get the missions later on is probably better. Well, if I had unlocked the DLC missions. If I hadn't locked, I should say. Because I locked myself out of them. But yeah, it's not great. We do have the ability to go to the facility in Europe for some reason. That's unlocked to us. As well as 2 of the chosen strongholds. But they are full of troops. And I do not believe that I'm ready at all. I want to have beam weaponry before I start even considering doing this combat. Because it's definitely a tough mission. But you know how it is. Just look around, do your own thing for a while. So we're looking at what we can do. It looks like we're going to go for... I didn't even look what I was going to go for. Is that intel? Yes, it is intel, which is definitely important. Cover alt for the supply run completed. Got ourselves even more supplies. We are wrecking it in at the moment. Getting a bunch of supplies. Breakthrough research. Get ourselves improved cannons. Also reduce the Avatar project, but I don't think that's necessary. What is necessary is finding the last stronghold. Put McEwen on the case, along with Lao. There's no Templar that I can put to avoid wounding, but that's not a problem.
My followers will appreciate the support of your soldiers.
That having been done, we can continue with our intel, get some spare parts, which also breakthrough inspires. That inspires our plasma lance, which is wonderful because we love the plasma lance. It is an amazing weapon. And we get our guerrilla ops. So that's already a lot of supplies, very necessary. We've got some intel, which would prevent the Advent troops from having additional dudes with explosives, or a grenadier who's already a colonel. Which, to be fair, is probably not the worst idea, but I think what I'm going to go for... What am I going to go for? Oh, I definitely don't go for that one, because I would remember. I think I go for the Lost mission. In fact, I know I go for the Lost mission. Gives us a bunch of supplies which we can spend on things. Don't have to deal with any of the Advent issues. It's just the Lost. Plus it'll be fun, right? We just go around shooting people. Got an enemy unknown as well, from the Shadow Chamber over there. I don't know what that could be, though. We've sort of seen a lot of enemies at the moment. I can think of 1 or 2 that it might be, like a Gatekeeper or a Avatar, but I don't think the Avatars show up yet. Regardless, that is done. We picked the Lost mission. We've completed our Wraith suit. Well, it turns out we've already had a Wraith suit, so it's not that we completed one, because I know I made another one, but hey. So we're going to be taking Floyd, Vimo, Ahmed, Vandervoort, Gray, and Chen on our mission, which we are going to be doing next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.